Still testing. Sound check 1, 2. Looking for thumbs. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1 thumb, 2 thumbs. Testing 1, 2, 3. 3 thumbs. We're going to give he who creates the sound a little bit more sound check. Give it a thumb. Sounds good.
this. Oh, it's on. We good? We hot? Everybody good? Good levels? Good levels? Everybody happy? Good, 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 good. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Ugh, this has got to be hot. Man, this thing just does not like CE height. There it is. Yeah, don't breathe on it. Don't look at it. Don't talk to it. This isn't my first rodeo. It's like my second or third, but yeah. Nope. All right, last mic check, 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. Mic check, everybody good with our audio? Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're good? All right.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Robert McCullough of the Baltimore County Police Department. I would like to first thank all the members of the media for being here today. I also like to thank our illustrious County Executive Johnny Olszewski, who's here right behind me, our Superintendent of Schools, Miss Myriam Rogers, our Chair of the County Council, Mr. Izzy Patoka, and our State's Attorney, Scott Schellenberger, and other members of Baltimore County Public School System, along with our members of the Police Department. On January the 17th, 2024, the Baltimore County Police Department became aware of a voice recording being circulated on social media. It was alleged the voice captured on the audio file belonged to Mr. Eric Eiswert, the principal at the Pikesville High School. We now have conclusive evidence that the recording was not authentic. The Baltimore County Police Department reached that determination after conducting an extensive investigation, which included bringing in a forensic analyst contracted with the FBI to review the recording. The results of the analysis indicated the recording contained traces of AI-generated content. Detectives obtained a second expert opinion from a forensic analyst with the University of California, Berkeley, who also determined the recording was not authentic. Based off of those findings and further investigation, it's been determined the recording was generated through the use of artificial intelligence technology. Through their investigation, detectives alleged Mr. Darian, who was the athletic director at the high school, made the recording to retaliate against the principal who had launched an investigation into the potential mishandling of school funds. Baltimore County detectives obtained an arrest warrant for 31-year-old Dazon Darien last night. Officers with the Maryland Transportation Authority took Mr. Darien into custody this morning at BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport as he was attempting to board a flight. Mr. Darien was stopped due to the method in which his declared firearm was packaged. When officers looked into his background, they learned he had an open arrest warrant. Officers with the Baltimore County Police Department took custody of Mr. Darien a short time later. He currently faces several charges, including stalking, theft, disruption of school operations, and retaliation against a witness. Mr. Darien is being held with the Baltimore County Detention Center on a $5,000 bond. Next, we'll have our county executive, Mr. Johnny Olszewski. Oh, the superintendent. I apologize.
No worries. Good afternoon. I want to start by thanking County Executive Chief McCullough and all of our law enforcement partners for their work over the last several months to thoroughly investigate and bring this serious matter to a close. I am Myriam Rogers, Superintendent of Schools, Baltimore County Public Schools. Also want to thank our board chair, Ms. Tiara Booker-Dwyer, and our county council chair, Mr. Izzy Patoka, for their support. When we were made aware of the recording in January, we immediately launched an investigation and solicited the help of County Executive, Baltimore County Police, and additional external experts. Baltimore County Police were able to enlist the services of the Federal Bureau of Investigations. We relied on these partners because we knew they would have the resources and the skill to determine the veracity of the recording. While law enforcement did its work, our focus as a system remained on providing direct support to Pikesville High School students and staff and creating safe spaces for them to process the impact of the recording while maintaining our unwavering commitment to teaching and learning. We developed a plan to ensure that there was steady leadership in the building throughout the investigation. Ms. Kyria Joseph, Executive Director for High Schools, and Dr. George Roberts, Consulting Administrator, served as lead administrators in the building, working alongside Pikesville High School staff. Working with internal and external partners, we deployed staff and resources from the Employee Assistance Program and Student Support Services to address staff and student social emotional well-being, facilitated collaborative conversations with students and staff through the Department of Equity and Cultural Proficiency, engaged student leaders in solution-oriented conversations, collaborated with Baltimore County Police Department and Pikesville Precinct to ensure students, staff, and community safety so we could successfully provide continuity of the instructional program and extracurricular activities. And as you can imagine, this has been a very difficult time for Pikesville High School community, Principal Eiswert and his family, and Team BCPS. We are incredibly proud of the students and staff and how they have stepped up to support one another. As I said then, and it bears repeating, the statements on the recording do not reflect the core values of our system. We are proud of the diversity of Baltimore County Public Schools and strive to ensure that each member of Team BCPS feels valued and has a sense of belonging. We are grateful that we can bring some sense of closure to the community and that we can now shift our focus to moving forward and providing all parties with a fresh start. While I am unable to get into specific personnel details, I can tell you that we are exploring administrative changes given the immense impact of this incident on the Pikesville High School school community and the ongoing local, national, and international coverage. To ensure continuity for our students, Ms. Kyria Joseph and Dr. George Roberts will continue to serve the community as lead administrators for the remainder of the school year. We will work with Principal Eiswert and the Pikesville community concerning next year. Based on today's events and as required by state education law, we are taking appropriate action regarding the arrested employee's conduct up to and including a recommendation for termination. I have also been made aware that other Baltimore County Public School employees are also named in the charging documents. Human Resources will follow all of our established procedures for investigating their involvement and will take swift action in alignment with their rights under established collective bargaining unit, board policy, and state law. BCPS will continue to work collaboratively with all of our partners, and I'm confident that the Pikesville High School community will end this school year strong as they take the time to move forward and begin healing. I would now like to turn it over to our County Executive, Johnny Olszewski.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers. And good afternoon, everyone. I'll start by saying that from the very beginning, we have expressed our concern about the disturbing audio that shook our communities here in Baltimore County. That's because those words go against everything we stand for. Hate has no place and no home in Baltimore County, nor should it have any place across our state or here in our country. That is why we vowed to support a complete and thorough investigation into this matter in partnership with our law enforcement leaders and our school community to ensure that whomever created this audio would be held accountable. As we are announcing today, we are taking steps to do just that. I want to express my gratitude for our partners who are leading in that work. Thank you to Baltimore County Police Chief Rob McCullough, as well as the officers who diligently investigated this disturbing incident, as well as our partners at the FBI and other law enforcement agencies. Thank you to BCPS Superintendent Dr. Myriam Rogers, and to your team for your steadfast support for our educators, our students, and our school communities. Moving forward, I have every confidence in your continued focus on taking steps to foster healing and recovery. And thank you to State's Attorney Scott Schellenberger for sharing our commitment to justice and accountability in this matter. I also want to thank our Chair of the Council, Izzy Patoka, and Chair of the School Board, Tiara Booker-Dwyer, for your support in these efforts. But I especially want to thank the members of the Pikesville community, in particular the faculty, staff, and students from Pikesville High School, who have waited patiently for this investigation to reach a conclusion. Today, we are relieved to have some closure on the origins of this audio. However, it is clear that we are also entering a new, deeply concerning frontier. As we continue to embrace emerging technology and its potential for innovation and social good, we must also remain vigilant against those who would abuse it for malicious intent. That will require us to be more aware and more discerning about the audio we hear and the images we see. We will need to be careful in our judgment. We will also need to invest in new technology that identifies and protects against these emerging threats. And it will likely require us to examine laws at both the state and federal levels to ensure that this new technology, and those still yet to come, cannot be used in ways that harm individuals and our communities. We will continue to share more information on this matter as we have it. I want to thank our partners again for their support and dedication in this investigation. And I again want to thank the Pikesville community and all of our communities for your patience, understanding, and support in this incident. At this point, we can open things up if there are any questions.
I can't speak directly to that right now. Of course, while this, we've charged the primary individual in this case at this point. This case is still under investigation. There's been additional evidence and that's been gathered in this investigation that we're still combing through in terms of examining, and additional examination of that evidence will have to be done. At this time, that's unknown.
Chief, have you had a conversation with Price? Does he feel vindicated?
I have not had a conversation with him. I know others have had conversation. I know our investigators have communicated with him and kept him informed as this investigation and the progress that we've been making.
Anything you can share?
Nothing that I could share at this point, no.
And then the arrest of BWY, is it believed Mr. Marion was trying to flee the area, and is there concern with the weapon?
It's unknown at this point. All that we know is that he was at the airport and he was getting ready to board a flight to Houston. At that time, he had a firearm with him. There was some concern about the way the firearm was checked and packaged, and that caused the Maryland Transportation Authority Police to look further into him. At which time they ran the warrant check. And that, of course, the warrant in which we entered into the system last night that we had planned to serve today came back, and he was arrested, fortunately. We don't know at this point. He could have been simply going there for other purposes, whether for work or we know he went to school and different places, so he could have had a connection to that area.
Are the other staff members who were named in the charging documents working at the school right now?
I would have to refer that to the superintendent. I'm not sure. The other members that are named in the document.
Repeat the question.
Are the other staff members who were mentioned in the charging documents but not charged, are they still at Pikesville High School?
So at this time, I wouldn't make a comment on that other than saying that with the charging documents, our team in Human Resources is going to follow up immediately.
Marion's employment status, was he taken out of the school when we started investigating him, or is he employee?
He is a current employee, but I would refer you back to my statement that as a result of the arrest that took place in the charging documents, we now as a school system are able to move forward with specific actions based on the education article up to and including a recommendation for termination. He was working into the school this school year, not up until this point as of today. So BCPS has policies on communication and on technology. Our policy and review committee has had, I think, three over the last 6 months, 6 to 9 months, 3 different briefings on AI as the technology continues to emerge. And so, you know, it's something that our lead experts in the Division of Information Technology has given us information on. And so it is an area that we're going to have to explore, working together with our partners to find out what the correct policy and governance is that's needed to protect our schools. So the school system is exploring administrative changes moving forward for the remainder of the year. Both Dr. George Roberts and Ms. Kyria Joseph will remain serving as lead administrators for the school. But Mr. Eisword absolutely remains employed with Baltimore County Public Schools. So he was on leave, as we shared earlier. We are going to meet with him and determine next steps. Openly and honestly. So throughout this process, we have made sure that our students, followed by our staff and the family members, have been our greatest priority. We have deployed resources on an ongoing basis, checking in with them, checking in with student leaders, deploying additional counseling services. We're going to continue to do that. You know, they are watching this press conference just like everybody else is. We're going to follow up with communication and follow up with additional services for them as well as all the staff members in the building. Repeat that question one more time. So we have policies and superintendent rule around payments to people. And so if, and we also have different ways that if someone thinks that there's an issue, that you can raise a flag. And so, of course, there's a police investigation, which is independent to our investigation, but we have also our internal investigation to that. And so we will continue to follow up on that and, take the necessary steps based on what we learn. But that would be, true for this case or any other case where there was some suspected inappropriate behavior with funds. Yes.
Billy Burke, the head of the union that represents the high school, has been critical about schools not giving or announcing high school innocence sooner. Can you speak to why it wasn't said earlier that he was responsible for this crime?
Absolutely. Today is the day that the police, the experts, authorized the arrest, and there was a plan made. And as we said from the very beginning, we asked everyone, we made it clear that we couldn't attest to the veracity of the recording. We asked everyone not to rush to judgment, but our role and our responsibility is to the students and the community and the truth. And so we had to make sure that the experts gave us the information. Thank you. Sure.
Last one.
To my knowledge, yes. And in fact, it's one of the first that we were able to find around the country. And as we dug into this a little bit more, it seems very clear to me that we may need to make our way down to Annapolis and the legislature next year to make some adaptions to bring the law up to date with the technology that was being used. In this particular case, we obviously had some statutes that were right on point, but we do in fact need to take a look at some others. So, for instance, the charge of disrupting school activities only carries a 6-month sentence. Certainly something I think we need to take a look at, but also need to take a broader look at how this technology can be used and abused to harm other people.